right. Well, welcome to the 5D Academy of Higher Consciousness. I'm Zarathustra. And today we're going to be talking about how to deal with these energies that are coming through and the downloads. And it appears to be that there is some sort of awakening happening worldwide. And so we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be dissecting it and see how we uh, what's going on as far as people reacting to it, and what is happening, what's there to do, is there a way that um, we can make it easier, or we understand it uh, as this, it appears to be this movement happening across the globe. So one of my participants from our academy brought this up, and we feel like it's a good topic to talk about it. So let's just get into that. Um, it Everything appears to be going in this direction. It's an appearance. So it all depends how we are perceiving things and from which level of consciousness we are looking at these changes, and and what appears to be. It's an appearance. So in this transaction that we are involved in, which right now it's basically our evolution, and of course, you have to look at this. It's always personal. When you're dealing with this, everybody is perceiving this higher consciousness or this change in awakening from their point of view. And everybody likes to see what's in it for me. So, uh, so this is something very important that we pay attention to, that what's in it for me. And what's in it for me is that if I am going through something, if I'm processing something, or if I'm having information being downloaded through me, and or I have entities contacting me, I'm hearing whispers, or maybe I have visions of angels or beings, or I sense them in my bedroom at night when I'm in meditation, or I get up early in the morning. I'm feeling like there is something is happening, and uh, then it's a personal revelation, and I start perceiving life from that point of view. And what happens is also you may come across one of your friends or colleagues, or uh, that they're on a spiritual path, and they may be going through the same thing, and then all of a sudden this becomes your reality. So all of a sudden you're in this place that um, or maybe you have like 2 people, 3 people telling you the same thing. Then now this could be deceiving, because you have to be careful. What you need to be careful is that there are people who are tripping out. The ego comes in between the whole thing and wants to trip. You got to be very careful not to fall into the trap of the ego, because uh, it wants to survive this I thought, this sense of I am somebody, I am something separated from totality. Therefore, I have my own autonomy and existence, because I'm a person with my own power, and I'm separated. And in this sense of separation, if I have some spiritual experiences or I gain some kind of spiritual power, then the ego will take it as, wow, I'm very special. Look at me, look at me. I am getting somewhere. I'm getting to a a place of higher consciousness, and and God really loves me and finds me different, so I'm getting all these downloads. Now, the download business, it's true. We get downloads. It's always like existence, the totality is in interaction with us, and there's always like information being transferred or revealed into our consciousness. Our individual consciousness begins to expand. That is a part of the deal. It's true. I experienced it myself in 2009 when these beings, entities, introducing themselves to me as my five fifth dimensional guides, that they were downloading information, and eventually they took over my psyche for 2 periods of 3 weeks. And it was very, at the moment, it was very real, and it was happening. So, uh, and I received a lot of information, especially in the realms of psychic surgery, doing energy healing work, um, um, X-ray vision, being able to see the aura, becoming clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognizant, and clairvoyant. And all these spiritual, powerful spiritual stuff was happening, and I got it. So it was very real in the moment. However, you have to be extra careful in this deal, because it's very easy, very, very, very easy for the ego to take over, the spiritual ego, and come with this story that I'm very special. And I am receiving downloads from, and this is happening to a lot of people, because what I'm going to tell you is an ego trip. And you got to be careful not to fall into a trap, because the spiritual way, the spiritual road, has a lot of traps in it. It's very windy. It goes ups and downs on your path to self-realization, on the path to enlightenment, or a lot of people would, on the path to get to the light. Actually, you're not getting to the light, and you're not getting to the darkness. You're coming to understanding, because it's neither light nor darkness. It's understanding. And this pathway to get to it, it's very tricky. And it's got a lot of ups and downs, and there's booby traps in it. And it's very, very easy and very attractive at times to fall into one of these traps, because basically you must understand, you are in this crusade. That's one way of putting it. This is only one way of putting it. You're on a crusade against the mind. Your journey to awakening is to kill the mind, to go beyond your mind, to go to no mind, where there is no mind. And your mind, which is an illusion, doesn't even exist. is going to do whatever it takes to survive and not allow you to go beyond it. So one of the tricks it's going to use is that it's going to create this thing that you're very special. I'm very special, okay? And I'm having entities giving me messages all the time. Oh, wait. Oh, now they're telling me this. Or, you all have friends who do that. Or, hold on. Let me see. Oh, yeah, um, Hilde, you got something behind you, and your sister is standing there behind you, and your mom is telling me da 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 da. You know, how many of you have been around people who do that? And maybe you've done it yourself. I've done it myself, and I've been around people who are doing it. Um, I don't have much patience or tolerance for it, to be honest with you. I'm very impatient with these kind of things. Um, to me, it's very new agey. But if you have to go through this process and do these kind of things, it's cool. This is something you have to do, okay? But I'm just letting you know you have to be careful. It's not like you don't get insights about people. I get insights about people. Like, I was sitting in an airplane coming from Tulum to Los Angeles, and there was uh, this lady sitting there, and we started talking, and I started getting a lot of information from her. She was telling me about some pains she had, and I just took a look at her, and then I started telling her things, and they were accurate. So I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I'm not saying you don't have insights about other people. I'm not saying you don't get insights about events in the world and things of that nature. I'm not, because you are a psychic being and you're expanding your consciousness, and you're becoming more sensitive as you get expanded, and you're getting more refined, and there are things that you don't like, or there's noise. You may go to eat somewhere and it's really noisy and loud. Maybe they're playing some rock music and you can't deal with the music, and you're sensitive, and you have to go somewhere that they're playing a meditative music, and then it's more calming to your nervous system. So as we are getting expanded, we're becoming extremely sensitive to outside elements as well as inside. And also, you're developing abilities to be more clairsentient, ability to sense, claircognizant, ability to know. Um, you're becoming clairvoyant. You can see things. You're becoming clairaudient. You can hear somebody's talking about you in another city. You hear and see and know things. That's really great. It's a part of our awakening, the sensitivity. But you have to be careful you don't fall into the trap, because it's a very tricky business, very slippery slopes, and you can really fall into these booby traps. And that's the ego. The ego start ego tripping. So this whole thing is, first, it's personal, because we're attributing that it's me who's becoming psychic, and I have these abilities. And then the next thing is that look at me, look at me, look at me, I'm amazing, look at me. I mean, we don't say it directly to people, but we start putting it out indirectly. And you got to be careful, because you're boosting up and you're making your ego powerful, and the ego gets bigger and bigger. And that's a trap, because you want to get rid of the ego, which is the mind, because the mind, besides suffering, doesn't bring you anything else. It's not really the word. The monkey mind just brings sufferings, because it's never here, it's always somewhere else, it's always in another time, and it cannot sustain itself staying in one place. And either is blaming you for what have you've done in the past, or it's praising you that how amazing you are, or it has a lot of doubts, it's got a lot of fears, it's got a lot of jealousies, it's got a lot of self-doubt, it does a lot of self-hate. um, all kinds of stuff is happening in your mind. So it's never here, it's everywhere else. So we want to be aware of it. So yes, it appears, again, pay attention to this word I'm using. It appears means it looks like there's an evolution of human consciousness is happening. It appears that there's an opening, and a larger number of human beings are being pulled into the world of the spirit. It looks to be that way. There is a vast number of spiritual teachers, uh, fake or real. Whenever something gets expanded so fast, so quickly, and also it's a business opportunity for a lot of people who um, very easily can make very good videos, they can give very good talks. Nowadays anybody can just have a YouTube channel or Instagram, or whatever social media platforms they can get on it, and starts teaching or telling. It's marketing. If you can market yourself correctly, you're going to have followers. But if you really look at a lot of stuff online, okay, you have to cut a lot of the fat out of it, because a lot of the stuff is being repeated. It's the same thing everybody else is saying. There's nothing original to it. It's just a fad. It's a fashion thing. And a lot of it is sexually, it's connected to sexuality. And you see a lot of half naked girls on Instagram being spiritual teachers or teaching, but they're showing up their tits or their butt or whatever. And so it's a form of attracting people to follow them, but it's not core spiritual stuff. And I'm not saying anything's wrong with expressing your sexuality, but if you're going to use your sexuality in spirituality to bring people in to listen to you, and then you are reinforcing the sense of I am a person separated from the whole, and so look at me, look at me, look at me. So you're actually staying into the trap. You're not going anywhere. As far as information and having downloads, and again, it appears to be it looks like it that m- more people have come into the world of the spirit, especially nowadays with younger generation, and they speak the lingo. You know, a lot of people are eating healthier. Their level of consciousness has arisen, and they're not falling into the old ways of eating junk food. Um, the lingo has changed. A lot of younger people that I have come across, they understand to get out of the box and not living in that traditional way of thinking. They like to travel, and as they're traveling, they're working online and they're making a living. And uh, maybe a large number of them, they don't want to go through this period of getting married, having kids, and then regretting it. They're starting to realize that, wait a minute, you know, maybe I really want to have kids and I do it, but I don't want to be a robot doing it like everybody else does, and then you hate each other afterwards. Um, so in the area of nutrition, there's a good understanding in the area of self autonomy and becoming free and being able to live an alternative lifestyle. There's a big, you can see like it's happening. Also, the world, they say it's become smaller. Well, it's not like the world shrunk. It's that through social media and different channels of being able to communicate with each other, and as far as receiving information, it's information is a lot more available. But in the same token, there's a lot of junk information in there too. So you have to weed things out and have a better understanding of everything. Um, Let me see what else I want to point out. Suzanne, tell me, you brought this up and you mentioned a few different things. Tell me which one I missed. What is it I didn't talk about? You wanted to know.
A lot of people, for example, have really problems with the body, with the heart. It beats too quick, too much. They get in pain. They are full of anxious, and they really they hear frequencies.
Right.
For example, I have this too. I have this now the third time in my life, and it's a bit like you have it. It's for a few weeks and then it's over.
Right.
In this time, I can't sleep.
Right. I got it.
See things in my inner eye.
I got it. I got
something changed in my life then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, I got it. Sorry. Yeah, I got it because I'm also talking in my phone with Instagram and YouTube, so I don't know if they can hear you very well. So that's why. Yeah, I got it. Right. Well, there is no doubt about the fact that we have all this electromagnetic wave flying all over, you know, with also the large amount, I mean, a lot of more modern countries have shifted their uh, cell phone towers and they're, you know, to G5. And but there's a lot of electromagnetic waves is flying through everywhere, you know. So 100 years ago, you had to walk to this, you know, if you, let's say you lived in the outskirts 10 kilometers, 20, 15 kilometers outside of Frankfurt, and you had to go to the city center, and you take your you take your sheep there, and you want to barter your sheep for some cheese or for some, I don't know, whatever, wire, or you whatever you want to get. So you had to travel to the city center and spend a day or two, and then you're meeting people at the city center, and they're telling you about what is happening in their region, because information did not travel very quickly. It was traveling very slowly, and a lot of it was word of mouth, or maybe it was the beginning of having newspapers and stuff like that. But you wouldn't get info about, if you lived in Frankfurt, you wouldn't be able to know what's going on in South Africa in a matter of seconds, or what's going on in Middle East or other countries. uh, so information traveled very slowly, and now information is instant, and it's available to anyone. And maybe later on it was more available to people who have a television, or they have a radio instrument at their home. You had to be wealthy to have those things. Then nowadays, from a kid age 12, they have a cell phone or younger, and it goes all the way up to whomever. So you're able to receive, and you're able to transmit information very easily. So there's a lot of electromagnetic waves. There's more telephone poles. There's um, more devices that are dealing electronically and digital stuff. And also, our water is more poison, our air is more poison, our food is more poison. And these big corporations, they're really pushing a lot of gluten products and poison products through food, through the kids and new generations. And as well as there's more, they pumping up a lot of fear through the media, because the media is a way of controlling human minds. uh, That's another thing. Pharmaceutical companies pushing more uh, pills on from early ages on the kids. Now we have new diseases that didn't exist 40 years ago. We have HDD, ADND, and all these different things that are a problem. And so what they do is they give Adderall to kids, and that's speed. That is speed. So we're giving speed, which is a drug. And right now I tell you, hey, I'm going to do a line of cocaine, I'm going to do a line of methamphetamine, and you will go freak out. Oh my God, he's a spiritual teacher and he's doing drugs. But then in the meantime, you're giving like a Adderall to your 8-year-old, and that's okay because your doctor wrote a prescription. That's going to help him be more concentrating. But that is the same thing. It's speed. And no matter what happens, immediately we put our children on antibiotics, heavy dosages of antibiotics through our childhood, and that's going to destroy uh, the linings. It's not good for our digestive tract. So, and that combined with hardcore gluten diet, pizzas and pastas and rice and everything, and all the other junk they put into food. And so what happens is eventually it destroys the lining of our stomach and our small intestine, and it starts creating leaky gut or different sensitivities, because 95% of our neurotransmitters are in our digestive tract. If you create any kind of disturbances in your digestive tract, you're going to have anxiety. The anxiety is not because it's not most of the time has nothing to do with your brain. Most of the time it has something to do with your digestion. So if you can destroy somebody's digestion throughout the years, then this person is going to have a lot of different health issues. And that's what is going on here right now. So also with sleep disturbances, because of, most of the time we sleep at night, our computer is there, our phones are there, the modem and the router of the internet is in our home. So these are all affecting our sleep pattern, and all the sirens, all the noise we're hearing, all the news we're hearing. Oh, the world is going to end. Yeah, we didn't have any world wars since 1945, but there is constant threat of nuclear war. So for about 50 years or 40 something years, there was the Soviet Union and the Cold, bloc versus the capital, the East versus the the West, and there was the threat of that. So when that ended, then they created a new thing, and then it was terrorism, and there's always a story about it. And then they created a disease, and now there's a threat. The next one, eventually you're going to get tired from all of them, and you're not going to be stimulated by them, and then they're going to have to bring something new. So they're going to bring yeah, let's bring like aliens. So there's going to be like an alien invasion or something like that. So this thing, it's going to keep going and growing. So it's a story. The bottom line is that we stick to the fundamentals, like in 5D quantum awareness, the emergence of our consciousness to fifth dimensional consciousness. And that a part of this journey into the higher consciousness is to cut out the noise and not be involved with the affairs of the world, and also not be involved with the affairs of your inner world. Like whatever your mind is going through, you become ignorant to it and you don't pay attention to it. You don't pay attention to the other world, the noise of it, whatever is happening, and you don't pay attention to your inner world. You become ignorant to both of them. And you focus on your own self as far as being quiet. And you don't fall into the traps of the mind.
Zarathustra, so I understand you right, that you think that there are no frequencies or the other things, that they're coming from the source for our way of evolution.
It's all the source. All of it is the dance.
That's what I think too.
Yeah,
Yes.
all of it is the dance of the source.
Yes.
Right. But when it comes to, for example, channeling business, okay, I just want to clear that. Of some people are especially in the new age, new neo spirituality, the new age spirituality, that's very like, and you see there's thousands of different people channeling aliens, channeling Lumerians, channeling other entities, channeling Saint Germain. There's a lot of you find people who are famous.
I think it's a new manipulation.
Well, yeah, whatever it is, and 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 I'm not saying that these people are insincere, or they're making it up. It could be for them. It could be. It's very, not everyone's faking it. They're really feeling like there's an entity talking to them, and they're channeling stuff. And but the part is interesting is when I run into different people I know in Tulum, people I know in Sedona, okay, especially in Tulum area, they're gonna go into the jungles of Peru. They're gonna be meeting with some Peruvian shamans. Most of the time, they're taking bufo, or they're taking ayahuasca, or they're taking a journey, a medicine journey, which is fine. And then, when I see them, they say, yeah, we were with this shaman that was receiving the highest uh, and clearest information from blah blah blah, from their ancestor, their grandmothers on the other side. But this was the highest and the purest information. And here is where I got a problem with it. Okay. And there is nothing except God, or the word consciousness. Okay. The spirit, the grand spirit that is living through me, is living through you. That grand spirit is living through all the vegetations. It's living through all the animals. And human being is only one form. Okay, it's one of many different entities and beings that consciousness operates through them on this planet and other places. We're not the only one that existence is living through. The only difference is that this body mind, this mind with this body, this entity that believes it's has its own autonomy. Okay, this body mind mechanism in human being, it's got an ego, it's got an ability to think. It has the sense of Helena, I saw you rose your hand. I don't know if you're still there or not, but I'll answer. I'll talk to you, but or maybe she's gone. Um, this entity, human being, it's got the ability to think, and it has a sense of separation. It doesn't feel one with everything else. So it's got this self-importance, which cats or dogs or horses don't. They still have a sense of separation, but they don't have this ego. They're here. Animals are here. They're not in the past or in the future. But we got this ability to think, and in this ability to think, we have this sense of separation and self-importance. Okay, which again, that is a part of the lila of life, because it's the same living entity living through you and I, as is living through everything else. And it's the same living entity that makes the planet Earth to turn around itself, because there's got to be a force, an intelligence. This is not like a random happening on its own. Something is making this ball in the sky, in the space, hanging without falling anywhere, and it's turning around itself. Wow. And not only is turning around itself, it's there's like, how many planets do we have in around, there's like what, 8 or 9 or whatever. They're all turning around themselves, 10 of them. They're all turning around themselves, and they're turning around the sun, the planet sun, correct? And none of them clash with the other ones. They're all keeping their distances. They got, some of them have their moons around them, and they're all rotating without crashing. But there's got to be an intelligence here. Something is managing these things. It's just not happening on its own. And something must be turning the day to the night to the day. And then we have our seasons happening, you know? And right now, we're at the end of, in general, end of the winter, and it's turning into spring is coming, it's around the corner. So something's at work here. And this thing that is at work here knows exactly what it's doing. There's like nothing is missing without its acknowledgement and will. So we want to bring our attention to the source and cut out the fat. All these other stuff that it's easy to get caught in, get cut into it. You want to get rid of these things and bring your attention to the source. And just stay focused on it. Until when you lose that sense of separation. If you can do it, because of course that's also a part of the functioning of totality. And we don't have a choice on that either. But we're continuously in this journey. There is this illusion of having a choice. It feels like we're having a choice. It seems like you're having a choice. And you do have a choice. You make decisions all the time. You have to make decisions all the time. Of course. But every single decision that you're making is as a result of millions of external and internal functions of the totality. So none of these decisions are independent. Yet it appears to have a choice. But every choice you're making is influenced by millions of other elements. So it's not really you making the choice. It's elements influencing you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes, channeling is happening. Yes, it appears to be a very powerful time, especially if you go through some stuff. Some people don't give a shit about this conversation, and to them is like life. But to us who are in spiritual journey, and then when we're going through something strong, and then there's like 5 6 other people we know they're going through something strong, so then the mind comes and says, oh wow, it's a very strong time. And it looks like a lot of people going through things, but it's always a strong time because there's always like these dramas happening in the world. If you rewind the tape, in each 10 years, decade you're living in, there's all kinds of shit is happening. There's always something's going on. There's always someone invading another country and massacring people under the name of whatever religion or anti-terrorist. You know, they're making up stories. So the public doesn't give them the go ahead to go and take other people's lands or rights or kill them. And then these big boys on the top, they're scammers. They're always scamming. Like they create wars, they create pandemics, they create all kinds of stuff, and then they jack up the prices. You know, they create inflations, they create a bubble, then they pull the plug. It's always a scam going on. But who are the big boys? They're also derive their power from the source. So it's the same source that is the big boys, and it's the same source that is the little guy. So we need to cut through that and see the truth of who we are and not get caught into any of it.
And stay here in the heart.
And stay here in the heart. And
it's
then
the best medicine, and it opens all and it heals all.
Yeah, you just peace always comes back because in your core, you know all is well. In your core, you know all is well. That you're exactly where you need to be. God loves you, God is inside you, and God is carrying you home step by step through this madness, through this hell, through this craziness, but you're being carried home. So, and when you see that, comfort comes and peace comes back.
Do you know what I think? That this could be a very great theme for your tour. How works the heart on the right way when it is connected with the source?
That's a good
and
one.
open really the heart and connect it with third eye. I think then so many people will have a better and healthier life.
Yeah, write that to me if you please, and I see if I can make a workshop out of it.
Yes,
That would be great.
I do.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. My pleasure. It's good. So I'm gonna announce the next week academy. I think Wednesday, I believe. I think because Thursday I have to go back to for my dental work. So
It's
I
okay.
will. What's that?
It's okay.
Yeah. So I'm
It's
gonna.
okay.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do the academy on Wednesday. So anyway, I'll put it out. I'll figure out my schedule here, and yeah, I'm coming back to Europe. So we're confirmed with 2 countries. Uh, Going to Warsaw, Poland first. I think it's going to be around like 21st or 22nd of May for 1 week, and then I'm going to go to Norge, to Hamar, to see Miss Hilde and the friends. So, and I'm
Yes, I'm
excited
looking
about.
forward to
What's
your
that?
return. Yes, I'm looking forward to your
Yeah,
to your
yeah.
return.
Yeah, I'm getting together with Amir today, so we're gonna working on the website, and we're gonna hopefully iron down everything and put it out. So, and who knows, maybe something happens. Frankfurt reappears again. Inshallah, God willing, whatever God wants to do, God is gonna do it.
You know, I find another place in Hamburg.
Okay. Well,
It's it called Rage,
let
and they do Rage, Rage, Rage,
let's
and they do online and live teachings with translators, and they are also coming known and not so knowing healers, teachers,
right.
and they have a big community. I thought I will
Yeah, let
out with them.
Susanna. Yeah, that sounds great. Wonderful. Why don't we talk about it later on, and then you can give me
Yes,
information. I'm open to it. I'm open to all of the above.
I know. I try to do my best.
You're doing a good job, sweetheart. I'm proud of you.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
world
So
needs you.
so for those of you who are the first time viewing this broadcast, my social media is uh, uh, address is Zarathustra 5D, and website is Zarathustra.tv. And if you want to write to us, you can write to us at our email address is info@zarathustra.tv. So yeah, we're gonna the new website is gonna come out. We're gonna make announcements which countries we're gonna go, and and the events and the workshops, the theme and everything. Uh, just want to share with you, I'm open to cooperating with different uh, entities, organizations across the world. If anybody wants to invite me to come to your town, city, country, I'm open to it. Just reach out. Um, I love traveling and I love teaching. And what else? Um, for the next 2 months, I'm available for my life training program. It's a one-on-one training program, and we're offering it at a discount. So it's an 8 session training program. It's a private, it's a tailor-made specific program for your needs. So if you want to have a training program with me, reach out, and we go on from there. Uh, so I'm available until I go on my tour, and I have 2 spots available. Other than that, you can always reach out to Hilde Evenstad for information, or Woodek in Poland, Hilde in Norway, or contact our offices. Looking forward to seeing you. Is there anything else anybody else wants to share before we wrap it up? Hilde, you have anything you want to tell us? Or Karen, Elijah, you had a question. You still have a question, or your question got answered?
No, I don't have any questions, but I just want to say that the life training program, it's the best investment I've ever done. And I'm so grateful for this program. And my life really shifted when I was in this program. And now when I look back at my life, what I can see really clearly, it is like everything that was kind of toxic in my life, it has been like removed out of my space in a very smooth, way, and or it has transformed. So I have I've had some relationships that was very, very difficult for me. And magically, these people, they have like moved, or they have found a new project or a new work. So yeah, they're not in my space. Or I have relationships that before was challenging and for decades, and now they are so amazing. They are so beautiful. So I'm so grateful for this. And I get like nervous when I'm sharing this because, yeah, I don't know why, but I'm really, really grateful for this. I'm really, really grateful.
It's very interesting to. I appreciate you sharing this with me because I've seen, we've known each other for 10 years, and I've been, watching your gradual progression as your shift, and I was in we were working together, so I knew what you were going through, and it's very beautiful to see how. I mean, we shared this many times. I shared with you, just be patient, things are going to change, or you have to change something inside yourself, and as you change something inside yourself, the outside changes too. And now it came to full flourishing, and it's really nice to see that. So thanks for sharing.
Yes, I'm very, very, very grateful. Yeah.
Cool.
And I'm really, really, yeah, I'm very, very happy. Of course, I have challenges like everyone else, but yeah, I feel so much love, and I love my home, and I have beautiful relationships, and things are going really, really great. So I'm thankful. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Well, very nice seeing you. Very nice seeing everybody. Thanks for joining me. And I look forward to connecting with you. A copy of this broadcast is going to be emailed to you. It's also simultaneously is going to be on our YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram channel. Namaste, and I look forward to seeing you. Most probably next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, yes. Yeah. Thursday is dentist appointment, so they're gonna drill in. So it's not gonna be fun teaching because yesterday half of my lip was down here. So for 3 hours I couldn't. Good thing we did. That's part of life.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a sign for that we all getting older.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. A friend of mine, a good friend of mine, he never had any health issues. And now he's around like 40, 45, 46. And he was telling me, Zarathustra, I don't know what's happening. This is going on, that's going on. How do you deal with these things? I said, listen, it's only gonna get worse.
Yes.
So you have to stretch your body. You got to do a lot of yoga and stretch your body, and yeah, you just have to shift, pay attention to what you eat. You can't just eat anything you like all the time at any time. You just have to make adjustments. Just be flexible and keep your body flexible, and not be stuck in one way because it only gets worse.
And a good medicine is to try to stay in fifth dimension.
Try to stay in.
And stay in a loving heart. It's the best medicine, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's always, every day is something. So one day you wake up, you got this black thing here on your face, and you didn't have it before. Another day you wake up and you see you're losing hair. Another day is like your eye is not seeing as well as it used to. And
look me, I'm absolutely right.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's a natural progression of life. The body is going to get older. And it's not like, oh, don't say it, don't say it. It's no, it is what it is. You just have to make adjustments to it and work on yourself more. And maintenance work, it requires more maintenance work. I mean, you could still be flexible and healthy and exercise and look good and feel good. It just requires more work, maintenance work. So when you're in your 20s, you can eat anything. You can sleep 3 hours, and you after you can go party all night long, and the next day you're fine, or eat whatever you want, it gets digested. But as you get older, you have to make adjustments. So yeah, that's the way it is. Yeah. All right. Good seeing you. All right. Well, welcome to the academy, Janet. Hopefully, we'll see you again. All right.
Yes.
Okay, dokie. Give my love to Heinz. We miss him.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okie dokie. Bye bye.
Re-
Come over here. And this baby. And to my dear friends on Instagram, thank you for joining me, and we will be in touch. Thank you for sharing my broadcast and your comments. And let me leave me a comment and let me know what you think about what we talked about today, and whether it's resonating with you or not. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye. Yeah. Okay, cool. Then we just leave it. That's okay. Don't worry about it. No worries. Just leave it. Then we leave it. No worries. Then let's just leave it as tentative. It's cool. Then let's just leave it the way it is. Then let's just not. All right. Then let's. Okay, honey. Then let's not.